Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the U.S. Department of Energy and the OSDBU and EOPA Veterans event today. My name is Clemmer. I'm a senior small business advocate with DOE OSDBU. Prior to my current position, I was a contracting officer also with the Department of Energy. Today's presentation for OSDBU will be a little bit consolidated due to time. However, the slides will be available for your use after the event. Next slide. This is a little bit of the overview of what we're going to be going over during my presentation today. Next slide. So we as a department whole are focused on and run obviously by energy, followed by science and innovation strategies, nuclear safety and security, and our management and operation contracts. These are all important functions that keep our agency running and at top performance for the American people. Next slide. This is a map of the Department of Energy and National Nuclear Security Administration site facilities across the United States. These laboratories focus on cutting-edge science, research and development, national defense, and environmental management. Next slide. The Department of Energy proposes a $51.9 billion budget authority for fiscal year 2024. That's a $6.2 billion or 13.6% increase from fiscal year 2023 budget. So what does this mean for you? What does it mean for your small businesses? It means more opportunities to follow the money. Next slide. So the OSDBU mission and commitment. Our mission is to maximize contracting opportunities for small businesses while advancing our agency's missions. So the OSDBU is here to help you and assist you with navigating the Department of Energy's procurement process. Next slide. The U.S. Department of Energy continues its commitment to maximize contracting and financial assistance opportunities to small businesses. Diversity and equity are strategic imperatives critical to mission readiness, and the Department of Energy is committed to cultivating a more diverse supplier base. Next slide. This chart indicates prime achievements for small businesses to include the first tier small business subcontract awards by our facility management contracts, also known as FMCs. The data shows overall increases in each small business category. However, we do acknowledge our struggles in meeting the assigned goals and have implemented numerous strategies to succeed. We want more targeted outreach and collaborative efforts with our laboratories across the country so that small businesses have more opportunities to expand and grow. Next slide. So this slide is showing us our top 10 NAICS codes for areas of spending for veteran-owned small businesses. So direct prime spending in just these top 10 VOSB NAICS increased 30% from fiscal year 2022. That's an increase of $72.9 million from $244 million in fiscal year 2022 to $317 million in fiscal year 2023. Now, please note, this is simply small business top 10 NAICS codes, not all of our spending. We, like other federal agencies, procure using majority of the NAICS codes. Next slide. So this is similar to the previous slide. This is just showing us the top 10 codes for the service disabled veteran-owned small businesses. Next slide. So the DOE forecast provides anticipatory prime procurement opportunities that are subject to change at any time. So due to the Department of Energy structure, approximately 15 to 20% of eligible procurement dollars are available for prime contracts. The Department of Energy contracts directly with small businesses for prime awards. The department is determined to set aside opportunities for small businesses and its subsequent socioeconomic categories, so that 80 to 85% of Department of Energy eligible procurement dollars is reserved for subcontracting opportunities. So what does this mean for you and your small businesses? It means that you have a greater chance of winning a subcontracting award with the department. And if you don't understand the DOE structure, and especially if you have a limited experience with government procurement overall, we strongly encourage you to pursue subcontracting to your business strategies. So the link attached to the slide there is going to bring you to our Department of Energy Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization Forecast page. So that could be very helpful for you. Next slide. So to apply for federal grants, loans, bid on government contracts, procurement opportunities, your company must first register the businesses in sam.gov. This is imperative to do work with any federal government agency. For the Department of Energy, we use 089, and this will take you to any DOE-specific procurement opportunities. Next slide. The Department of Energy also uses FedConnect as a method of solicitations. We find it offers greater flexibility for our contractors. The benefits are very similar to registering in sam.gov. So the registration covers added benefits. It allows you to see the general announcement along with all supporting documentation attached. So you could submit a response depending on the instruction in the notice. Next slide. So our subcontracting opportunities. The Department of Energy prime contractors are required to subcontract with small disadvantaged businesses, women-owned small businesses, service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, and hub-zone small businesses. So our supply chain management centers, over 60% of the awards are to small businesses. And if you go to the link under these SCMC, you can register there. So the Department of Energy and NNSA site facility management contracts are currently 36 active contracts, which represent about 80% of the Department of Energy acquisition spending. The Small Business Program Manager Directory represents all of the Department of Energy federal program offices across the country and major Department of Energy prime contractors. Next slide. So if you want to get subcontracting opportunities with any of our national labs, it's important that you register with each of the labs separately for your contracting opportunities. So for example, this is Sandia National Lab. And if you want to find any type of procurement opportunities with Sandia, you would go directly to their website. Next slide. So this is where you're able to locate the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act funding opportunities. And this is under our Department of Energy website. So today's event will cover a lot of these funding opportunities for small businesses. Next slide. The U.S. Department of Energy, through the Office of Undersecretary for Infrastructure, is focused on working across the public and private sectors to help the U.S. transition to a clean energy economy. The link attached there is will bring you to our DOE funding priorities for clean energy infrastructure page. Next slide. So increasing successes for your small businesses. So tips to increase success. You want to engage, learn, and market. You can use these tips to engage and maximize your successes as a U.S. small business. And again, these slides will be available at the end of the event. So if you don't have a chance to read everything right now, because we're going through pretty quick, you'll be able to do so after. Next slide. So this shows us other links that you may find useful and resources for you to utilize for your small businesses. I'll leave it up because I see some people taking pictures. I'll leave it up for a second. Okay, next slide. So the Department of Energy Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, I appreciate your attendance in today's Veterans event. As seen on this slide, there are a few of our contacts from the DOE OSDBU office, including mine. I am currently the Small Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business Program Manager. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you and have an enjoyable rest of your day.